In honor of Dr. Green, may you live long, prosper. Dr. Tamer was struggling with that Star Trekian language, but she was going for it. Give her some love for that effort. He was going for it. He was going for it. It may be a Thursday, but we're going to take this to a black church on a Sunday. Is that all right? What I mean to say is, if you feel something, say something. Call in response. Cry if you like it. Laugh. Groan. This is how we feed each other. Now, some of y'all might be culturally challenged to express yourself. In a moment like this, we're going to praise and celebrate you. We're so proud of you for stretching yourself and breaking out of your shit. Yeah? We're so proud of you. Let's feed each other, not just in this moment, because this is not for me, this is for we. Let's feed each other these next 3 days. Can we do that, family? Okay, these words, they came through last night around midnight. This is my love letter for you. Beloved family, if you commercialize, industrialize, institutionalize, capitalize, colonize your mama's famous sour cream pound cake recipe, you might forget, neglect, devalue, diminish, think that you can get away with leaving out the fact that when she made that cake, she put her foot in it. Let me translate that culturally. Some of you are like, that wouldn't taste good. In a black folk kind of way, what we mean is she put her whole soul and all the acres of her love into it, you feel me? You might miss that when she made her famous sour cream pound cake, she stayed up all through the black of night after the family went to bed, and even though she was a crying kind of tired, she whipped the sweet butter all the way past cream, that she sifted the flour. You might miss this if you try to institutionalize. She sifted the flour with patience and care, took it with fine as air. You might miss that she licked the batter before she added just a little more vanilla, just a shake more nutmeg and a bit more salt. You might miss that she kissed the cinnamon and black pepper to give them more nerve, more verve. You might miss that she sang hymns she learned from her big ma while she made it, that she prayed 3 times before she slid it in the oven, that she did a little dance while it baked, that she praised and worshiped as it rose and browned, and that when she served it hot and fragrant to her grandbabies, and they wept at the impossible flavor, her heart said hallelujah until the last crumb was gone. If you mass produce your mama's famous sour cream pound cake, you might get you some cakes, but you will lose the intimacy and ancestry that made her cakes a miraculous thing. This is not a story about cakes. This is a story about how you and I, we learn, teach, remember, practice, perpetuate psychology, which is not a modern science, but is rooted in ancient indigenous healing ways. See, psychology began in villages long ago by the cook pot, by the fire, in the forest, aside the river, in the home, when our people, your people, listened to each other and offered grace. Today we take our land back. For if we, you and I, are not medicine, what are we? If we, you and I, are not medicine, what are we, psychology? Surely we are not paperwork, protocols, policies, statistics, data, degrees, titles, training, CEUs, RFPs, peer reviews, staff meetings, status quo. No, we cannot be those songless things. Human suffering and healing require that we shed our skins and find our holy courage once again. For if we believe, behold, we make all things. And so, if we are not medicine, what are we? If we are not prayer from the lips of suffering, if we are not the prayer fulfilled, if we are not the breakers of the bread, hope in the midst, if we are not the dance, drum, ceremony, hum, rhythm, romance, if we are not faith, frolic, play, levity, creativity, almighty, If we can't swoon, awe, wonder, sigh, break down, muster mercy, generate grace, fathom freedom, listen to our Pueblo's pain, be humble, let go, let the hood teach us, preach us, or reach us. If we can't remember, if we can't forget, if we can't weave new ways, then who are we? Surely not the cage, not the sorrow of the slave, not the grim and fateful hour, not the colonizing power, not the punishment cast against poor, impoverished despair, not the official office of oppression, not the doer of obsolete, dehumanizing deeds. Surely we must be a kinder thing, psychology, a spirit that feels and grieves and dares and bleeds. If we are not sunrise, how can we expect our people to bloom? If we are not the old spiritual sung down by the river, how can we dislodge disease? If we are not willing to wade in the water, how can we stop the soulless slaughter? Someone here among us got to be Moses, fussing with the burning bush. Not exode you, exode us. Put some coins in the jukebox that is your soul. You got moves, bust them out. Dance more harder, get drenched in the heat of your calling. Do not subdue your light. If your people picked cotton, cabbage, cane, or corn, as long as you pick freedom, we're gonna survive this storm. Family, do not waste this gathering here today, showing up like a helpless baby bird waiting to be fed. Show up like fire. Burn some things. Burn away what does not belong anymore, maybe never did. Prepare the ground for what the people need. Snap the beans, do the greens, shuck the corn. Let this gathering be the day when you, at last, died of your weariness and were born again. Bake your mama's famous sour cream pound cake. Make her proud. Do this work, psychology, with intimacy and love. Season it with culture. Don't scream at your calling. Make peace. Get up close to it, open your heart, and with all your sacred sweetness, whisper. Thank you.